Hi everyone, it's Nancy here and I'm back with another process video for you. Here I am just looking through my 6x6 pads because I do have quite a lot of them and I want to try and get them used up. Also, this is part of Nicole Jones 911 challenge for this month, and that is to use mixed media on your page. And so this is the first layout that I've done, kind of bearing that in mind. So I've just taken this piece of beige American Crafts cardstock. It's not a great kind of cardstock, and I have just cut that down because I know that I want to put a border around this, and I'm just sticking those 4 patterns of 6x6 paper, and I know that they don't really go together and everything, so I am actually going to apply some gel medium mixed with a little bit of white paint over the top of them just to dull it all down. As I say, I did just cut down the excess because I'd already cut this paper down so it wasn't quite 12 by 12. I'm just mixing my paint on a little bit of leftover packaging there, and so I'm just going to paint over all those bits, and I said it's just going to kind of mute down the colour, and I know that I also want to put some watercolours over the top of this, so just putting a little bit of gel medium and acrylic on will just mean that it won't sink into the paper as much. This layout did take me a little bit longer than normal because I had to allow time for drying, even though I did heat dry it some of the time, but of course I didn't want it to buckle too much. So I've just applied a thin coat over there. You can still see the patterns through, but it's not as startling and in your face. So I'm just going to cut to when that is now dry. And I'm just taking my watercolours out, and I'm going to start building some background texture over the top. That is my photo mounted. I did do that in between like the two kind of video clips there because I completely forgot I wasn't recording. So I've just mounted that up on a bit of paper, and that's all. These papers are from a basic grey pad of paper, and I can't remember what the pad of paper is called. I do apologise here because I have just lent my layout up against my tripod because I wanted it to drip down, and actually the tripod was in the perfect place to get it to drip. So I do apologise, I could have really cut this out, but I have quite a few videos to do, and kind of my software is still, my software is fine, my computer's just being a little bit annoying at the moment. So you can see there what I'm doing. I'm just applying very watered down sort of oranges and reds to the paper to kind of get that texture in the background. And I said, I love these watercolours. I mean, I got them from 2P's in a bucket, but they're really great because they're such a great mix of colours. So here you'll see the layers I added, and you can see that I kind of just kept layering them over the top of each other and letting them drip down. Of course, these papers were kind of stuck together, so they kind of did fall down the kind of crevices in between the two. But I'm actually fine with that because I am going to put layers over the top of it, so it's not really a problem. You will see that the bottom edge there did get quite wet from where I had it sort of sat up at an angle. I decided that I want to then add some stamping to the top, so I just take out this Studio Calico grid stamp, and I use a bit of crushed curry over the top, and actually there was already some ink on the stamp, but I really kind of quite like that texture that it added, so I'm really pleased with that, and I'm just using my heat gun just to dry that ink off. And again, it's just about building textures up over that background, and here I am just taking the plus sign stamp and just using the same ink and just rolling that over. And again, there was ink already on that stamp, so it kind of muddied the effect, but I'm really happy with that. That's fine. I then take my mists out just to add some mist to the background and add a little bit of shimmer. As you all know, I love my mists. It's part of my kind of technique, and this is kind of really just taking my adding background texture kind of to the next level, really. But I'm really happy with how this kind of background turned out, and I kind of knew vaguely where I wanted to place my photo in the cluster, so I'm really happy with how it all came together. I've just pulled out here this piece of paper which I'm going to use to mount that other you know, texture background on. But as I've been doing more and more recently, I'm just using that outside colour just to mount my photo, just because it makes the whole layer look quite cohesive and kind of works all together. So just cut a little bit out the back of that paper just to mount that photo on. And that's actually a very old piece of American Crafts Valentine's paper, which I've had for over 4 years, and so I've just used that. I'm using some more paper from that paper pad to mount up. And I often do this, start working on my cluster while a piece of paper is drying and kind of just building up the basic layers so I kind of know where things are going to go. I've pulled out a yellow doily because I know that's going to kind of go with the colours that I'm using on this layout. And this photo is a picture of me with Cheetos. I promise I don't just scrap about Cheetos or talk about Cheetos. But yeah, basically the story behind this layout is that I dyed my hair bright orange, as you can kind of see in the photo. And my boyfriend texted me and kind of said, "Oh, you know, what are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I'm dyeing my hair." And he's like, "Oh, what colour?" And I said, "Cheeto orange." So then we got talking about Cheetos, and he was like, "Oh, I really fancy Cheetos." And there is a American army base near us here, and you can get Cheetos there. And I have a friend who I work with who lives near the base, and they do sometimes have them in their local shop. And so I texted and asked him if he'd seen any Cheetos, and he picked me some up. And my boyfriend was like, "Oh, well," he said something in text like message like, "Oh, well, I'll only talk to you when you find some Cheetos sort of messing around." And then so this is the picture that I text him the next day of me holding the Cheetos. Here you'll see I've just added some watercolours to that tag, and that tag came in a kit. I think it might have been the Scraptastic one, and they're just vanilla tags, and it looks a little bit stark, so I've just added some more of the sort of drip effect watercolours on. And so I'm really happy with how this is all kind of layering together. And I've also used, I'm not sure where that is, I think it might be a basic grey kind of frame. You saw me there just adding my silicone glue, which is Pinfair glue, purely because I can't find my 3D foam tape, and the layout was kind of quite a bit warped anyway. So I decided that, you know, I might as well just use that anyway. Now I'm looking at just building the layers up around this. I've stuck a little bit of a Project Life card there. I've got that in too to add that in different places on the layout. I'm really just building my clusters up. I'm going through one of my die cut boxes that I have in the caravan and just pulling out anything that kind of goes with the colours. So here I'm looking for like oranges and yellows. Again, taking my influence from the Cheeto packet. I'm actually wearing like an orange coloured jacket as well in this picture. So I kind of got orange hair, orange jacket, holding packets of Cheetos. Yes, my outfit that day was based on a Cheetos packet. So I'm just going through all my die cut boxes and just pulling out anything that will work with those colours. And as I said, I've got so many little bits and pieces. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to do another layout just using everything from a die cut box because it's getting quite full again. So now I'm really just going to start adding these down, and as I normally do, I start with the larger pieces. And I pull this piece, which is from a Grace Taylor, which is a UK company, box, and it says "Hello, my name is," and I'm actually then going to put my title in there. So, excuse me, sorry, I just yawned. God, I haven't yawned in a video lately. Then this is from an Amy Tangerine cut and paste piece of paper, and it says "Everyday Routine." And I'm saying just looking at different things that are going to kind of going to start working on this layout. And just building those layers up. And I said that I really love how that background texture looks. It works really well with the page and the photo. I'm really happy with how this layout came together, and I am going to be doing a little bit more experiment with mixed media. I've got my box of art supplies out, so there's lots of ink and different things in there as well. So I pull out that yellow arrow, which was from the Here and Now Echo Park collection, but that doesn't end up on this layout. I try, but it's just too bright a yellow, and it just looks a bit weird. I wanted to point to the Cheetos, but then I got in the way of my title, so it didn't end up on. I pulled out those Studio Calico speech bubbles, which I got in a Studio Calico yonks ago. And then these are the Smashbook plastic tabs, and again, they came in a kit, or I might have brought a grab bag or something like that, and they came in that. And they're just in orange, and so they kind of work quite well, so I've just added those in different places on the layout, and I'm just using my wet glue on those. And again, I really like the texture, because the acetate sort of film strip piece is the same texture, so it's just bringing that out. And I'm just randomly sort of placing those speech bubbles around. I've now pulled out my button and flare tin, and again just going through anything and pulling out the colours that work. That is one of those Jilly Bean sort of large sort of wood gems, and I've only got a couple of them left because I did use most of them on one layout, and it looks really dark here on the video, but in the photos, and hopefully you'll see, the gem is a very rich red, so it actually works really well with this photo, and I wanted to use it up. Anyway, it didn't go 100%, but I thought I'm going to stick it on the layout, and then it's on, it's done, and used. I'm just pulling out some other buttons and some flare and different things. And, not all of these will end up on the layout, I don't believe. That flare says, say what? Sorry, you have to say it like that. So yeah, it says, say what? And then I'm going to stick some buttons down on those speech bubbles as well. And I'm just kind of creating sort of clusters. There's more than 3 clusters around this photo, but I'm fine with that. I think it works quite well. There again, I'm just using my silicone glue to stick that flare down. And as I say, I like the silicone glue, it's good. The only problem is it does take a while to dry. I don't know if it's archival safe or anything, but to be fair, I don't tend to really worry about that. I've just pulled out one of those pink paisley, they were like the Mr. Ball, they were kind of that weird sort of plastic, and there was a sort of finger pointing, but it was too white, so I've just taken one of my Statler pens and just coloured that in yellow. Here I pull out my mist just to add some more mist to the background. I'm not quite sure why I've done it here. Maybe I was thinking I kind of finished the layout. I'm not really sure where or why I started to do that. I've now pulled out some stickers for my title, and these are these foam stickers. They're American Crafts. I've used them quite a lot recently. It's the one where you get this nice pink colour and then you get the sort of beige on it. Sorry about that. For some reason, my software stopped recording. Like I said, my laptop's doing a pain and keeps doing updates and stuff. So I'm just using those stickers to put my title down, and my title is the Cheeto Hunter. So, because that label says "Hello, my name is," so the title is "Hello, my name is the Cheeto Hunter." Because my boyfriend didn't think I was going to find them, but I called in sneakily a contact. And to be fair, they cost like nearly £2 a bag, which is it's just under $2. So they were quite expensive for like a bag of Cheetos, but anyway. I'm just using the Wild and Free from Glitz Designs. I've got the sticker sheet which had the alphas on, and I'm just using that for the other 2 words of my title. And that's a nice kind of skinny font, so it worked really well in the space that I had. You will see that I did move that arrow sticker because it didn't kind of work with my title was. I am just going and seeing if there's anything else that I can add to this layout. Any other bits in my stash. And I've pulled out these stickers. Again, these are the wild and free ones. And there was loads of little, like they were stars, but they weren't kind of regular kind of cut stars. And there was lots of them on that sticker sheet, so I decided to just stick them just around randomly in the background, just trying to use as many of them up as I can. Because on the sticker sheet they were kind of like a confetti design, but I thought there's no way that you're going to stick them back exactly how they are on that sheet, so I've just kind of splattered them around, and you can see it better in the close-up pictures, those anyway. But again, it's used them up, and it kind of went with the colour tones, so you know, it worked okay, and I'm really happy with actually how it looked in the end. So I'm just going to place them all around. And there was quite a lot of them, this is why it's, you know, taking a bit of a while. And then going to look through my other sticker sheets and see if there's any of those that are going to work. I do just find some little arrows that that look okay, you know, the right colours for this layout, so I put them pointing to the Cheetos rather than that bright yellow label, which I wasn't sure about. Not label, arrow. These are the Amy Tangerine stickers, and I've had these, and I've been trying to use them up, as you know, and yeah, some of them are the right colours. The words and the context of them, you know, it's okay, they kind of work. So I'm just sticking those around the layout, just adding them sort of where the clusters are, and I'm really happy actually how they look in the end, and I'm really happy to get them on that layout. I'd probably say I've got half of those left now, and I'm going to try and make a concerted effort to get them used up on a layout soon. And there's some right little tiny ones as well, so I'm just adding those into little clusters. And then I'm pulling out my enamel dots, and these are the ones that Maura got me. I've been using them quite a lot. There's actually not many left. I really love little heart-shaped ones. So I'm going to use those and just add those to the speech bubbles, and just kind of dot them around the layout. So, and then that is kind of it really for this layout, and I'm really happy how it all came together, and I really love that kind of mixed media background. I'm just using a little bit of that silicone glue to stick down the background. So here are some close-up photos. I hope you've enjoyed this layout, and I hope you like kind of the mixed media kind of texture in the background there. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back again soon. Bye!